Just 45 minutes after arriving at a California hospital on February 19th, 1994, Gloria Ramirez was pronounced dead, but strange fumes from her body inexplicably made her doctors sick. Gloria Ramirez was an ordinary woman living in Riverside, California, with 2 children and a husband. Reverend Brian Taylor called her a friend to everyone she met and a joker who brought joy to others. However, that all changed on Feb. 1994, when Gloria Ramirez was rushed to General Hospital in Riverside. Not only would she die that night, but her body would mysteriously make those around her sick. And though that can't be conclusively explained, she remains widely known as the Toxic Lady to this day. That night, Gloria Ramirez was undergoing a rapid heartbeat and a drop in blood pressure. The woman could hardly breathe and was answering questions in incoherent sentences. To make this case even more unusual, the woman was just 31 years old. Ramirez also had late-stage cervical cancer, which would explain her deteriorating medical condition. Doctors and nurses went to work on Ramirez right away to try to save her life. They followed procedures as much as possible by injecting her with drugs to try to bring her vital signs to normal. Nothing worked. When nurses removed the woman's shirt to apply defibrillator electrodes, they noticed a strange oily sheen on her body. Medical staff also smelled a fruity, garlicky odor coming from her mouth. Nurses then placed a syringe in Ramirez's arm to obtain a blood sample. Her blood smelled like ammonia, and there were manila-colored particles floating in her blood. The doctor in charge of the ER that night looked at the blood sample and agreed with the nurses on duty. Something wasn't right with the patient, and it had nothing to do with heart failure. Suddenly, one of the attending nurses started to faint. Another nurse developed breathing problems. A third nurse passed out, and when she awoke, she was unable to move her arms or legs. What was going on? A total of 6 people were unable to treat Ramirez because they kept having strange symptoms that were somehow related to the patient. Symptoms ranged from fainting and shortness of breath to nausea and temporary paralysis. Ramirez died that night. Even after the patient's death, the night at the hospital got even weirder. In order to handle the body, a special team arrived in hazmat suits. The team searched the ER for any signs of poison gas, toxins, or other foreign substances. What happened after this and why Gloria Ramirez is being called a toxic lady? Stay tuned for the next snippet in this series.